History in the making. Healing to be awakened. Yeah, you are the star of your story at Let's Talk and Grow with Miss Roshumba.
You know, my son is born on a Wednesday.
It's time to grow at Let's Talk and Grow with Miss Roshumba. Let the healing begin.
Good morning, good day, wherever you be in the world. Welcome to another segment of Miss Roshumba, Let's Talk and Grow. I hope you're all doing good. I'm continuing to do the work for the people. So first of all, I want to give thanks to the Almighty Creator. Yes, the Almighty Creator, the one that's given us this moment so we could connect wherever we are, heart to heart, mind to mind, soul to soul, and to continue to do the work for our people, therefore all people. So I give thanks to the Almighty Ra today. And as you know, in honor of my friend, Mr. Early Laverne, past tense. You know that I like to acknowledge him because he had a riveting story, and the passion of it not being told to the world, it's kind of left up to me. And right now, I feel the need to capture other people's stories, so one day when they're gone, it will be written in the universe through the videos. I have a guest here, and you're going to be very blessed to hear his story today. But I start by honoring Mr. Early Laverne, left in 2013. And I begin with one of his poems, because that's another way of honoring him. And hey, I'm going to get to the thumbs up and subscription in a moment. I'm going to get to that because, I just want to feel good to know that what I'm putting out, people are appreciated. You see, because we have to learn how to write our own narratives. It's not like somebody's going to come tell me what to do. I should be by now know what to do. So let me start by reading one of his poems. It's called Fighting for My Well-Earned Respect. Fighting for my well-earned respect. An obstacle placed before me is a threat. I am built to withstand any test. I know how to rise above any bad situation. Daily, I administer self-appreciation. My purpose in a fight is not always to win that fight. I hold dear toward a much larger plight. I would rather earn a sincere friend, for what a quality relationship has no end. Many a people offend you practically every day, selfishly desiring to have things their way. You are ill-treated and serve neglect. So I am fighting for my well-earned respect. Someone can beat me and knock me to the ground. I know time will heal me and turn things around. Having to face many bad situations will always find me doing my best, ever protecting what is right and just. I know obstacle comes in many numbers and forms, so take heed to this enlightening poem. Any degree of harm can inevitably infect. So I'm fighting for my well-earned respect.
Respect.
Mr. Early Laverne always said something in a unique way too. Because this brother spent, I would say, maybe half of his lifetime in the system. And, and to go into a system that the system controls you and yet come out in such a great, with a great consciousness is speaking the depth of who we are really as a people.
Definitely.
You see, like that lotus flower. No matter what, we keep coming and rising and rising. So we are the ones now in the 21st century, here to do the job for all of we. I want to start by saying thumbs up, share,
Yes.
leave a message to show you care. I've been at this almost 2 years. So today, I want to talk to this young man here. Yeah, he's a young man. I've been bringing the elders, but today I have a young man, y'all.
I'm honored.
His name is Mr. Lewis. And the theme of this show is he's young, he's gifted, and he's black. African black. That's the theme of the show. Yo, yo, yo. Okay, so let me give him a proper introduction. You know how I do it. It comes from the heart. So I'm going to get to it. He's young, he's gifted, and he's black. That is what struck me the first time I met this guest. That his youthful confidence was evident. And mixed with his smooth movement to his conscious lyrics made me and others want to holla, gifted! I couldn't wait to approach him after his stellar performance that day, for I was utterly impressed with his respectful approach to rapping and rhyming in our black way. Yes, he's a storyteller, a motivational poet performer. His motto is rebuilding the culture. And he does it in more ways than one. There's so much more to this young, gifted black man that I plan to explore for all of you today, audience. So without further ado, I must introduce you to Mr. Lewis. Mr. Lewis!
Thank you. I appreciate it so much.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and thank you for saying yes. I know when the universe is really opening and lifting the vibration, because when you see someone that it's necessary to highlight and they say yes, it's always just reminding me that we are right where we're supposed to be. And the universe is setting the scene. So if we can show up and ask the questions and do the work, the outcome will be glorious, powerful, empowering, motivated. So that's what we hope to do for you today, folks. Motivate you
Always.
to get out of that rut, Throw out that other narrative and listen to this one.
Yeah. That's what rebuilding the culture is all about.
Yes. So that's what it's all about, huh?
Yes, man.
Rebuilding the culture. What made you come up with that idea of rebuilding the culture?
Just as far as just knowing that, I've been through a lot of things that really didn't benefit me, as I started looking back on, what I learned in school, even some of the things that I learned in church,
Yes.
some of the things I learned from my parents and in my neighborhood. I understood that wasn't for me, and I needed to rebuild myself up. I needed to reclaim myself. I needed to get to know who I truly was. And as I started learning more about culture, I just figured, okay, I have to rebuild my culture. I have to rebuild my family structure. And it started with me and my children.
Yes.
So yes.
Yes. Because you lived a life knowing something was missing.
Right.
And to put a finger on it, sometimes it's not always easy, but there is a void that is occurring.
Yes.
And so, you see, that's how spirit is, though. It will let us know what we need to do. And when the time is right, it's up to us to say, you know what, I'm going to follow that faithful way that sometimes you don't see anyway.
Right.
Sometimes you don't see what it is that the answer yet, but there's this drive towards it.
And just you saying that, it reminds me of me changing my diet to plant-based and even homeschooling my children. And just some things that I've been through in my life that transitioned me to think the way that I do, to say, okay, I need to be plant-based, I need to be healthy. You know, it's like some things that I've been through in my life got me into that space. And then as I started looking around in the world, you know, with this COVID stuff and all of that, you know, what they're doing with the food, the GMOs, and I felt like it was all perfect timing for me to have already had started this transition to what's going on in the world. And I'm like, okay, I see it. You know, this is why I did that. When before I didn't really have an idea of why I was doing it.
Right.
You know,
because you've been a vegetarian for a while.
I've been
vegan. Is it vegan?
Yes. It's been 8 years.
8 years.
Yes. And even for my children, me homeschooling them, you know, I've been doing that for about 4 years now. And, you know, as they started doing all this stuff in the schools with, you know, just
remote learning, you know, you sit isolated, you know, your teacher can't really come to you, you know.
Definitely.
So all of these kind of happen around the same time, would you say, or the vegan healthy eating first, then the children homeschooling second?
Yes.
In that order.
Yes, the plant-based mind mentality that I, you know, gained, it kind of opened up everything else, you know, because I started thinking, oh, I can grow my own food, you know, if I'm going to be eating lettuce and, you know, all of this stuff, tomatoes, I'm like, I could just grow this in my backyard, you know. My dad actually did it as well, but it didn't really hit until I changed my diet, you know, my lifestyle.
You know, I have to pause there because, you know, we would say, you know, consciousness is always pushing to get through. But I do believe when you've changed your diet, there's a cleansing that occurs, that you could really see things for what it really is. And, you know, even early today, as I was eating my breakfast, getting ready to be here, I thought to myself, you know, when you eat food, heavy meats, those types of things, it weighs you down, it blocks you, and then you have to say, you know, we're in a capitalistic system. How do they benefit from you overeating, eating the wrong foods, the health issues that come from it? Right. How do they benefit? Have we become a commodity in that way too? So what you've done is powerful. Definitely. It's worth more than any economic wealth, because the wealth of your health takes precedence over everything.
It does.
Because now you can see fuller, wider, panoramically clearly. And then to be teaching your children, educating them.
Yes, that's everything to me. It really is, because just, you know, my youngest, which is 3, and then my oldest being 16, you know, and just them having the knowledge that I didn't have until I was 20, you know, in my late 20s. It's just like, man, we in good hands, you know. It makes me feel that way. I look forward to them, you know, continuing to grow, yes.
And to, you see what you've just elaborated and said, it makes sense to say you're rebuilding the culture. It makes a lot of sense, because what we give to our children long after we're gone will affect the culture, the people, the community. Yes. Because those out there that don't have parents like he will meet up with his children. Maybe one day marry him. And this is how things start to maneuver and work. So, you know, you didn't hesitate to let the audience know you're a father.
Yes.
You see, and a proud one, I see too, because, you know, I met the children briefly this morning, audience, beautiful, calm, peaceful, you know. So when we see our children that is kind of erratic and everything, it's the diet, it's the home life, it's all of that.
Definitely.
So I respect what you're doing.
Thank you.
And the mother that's involved, the collaboration is so important.
Yes.
You know, so you have how many children?
I have 5 altogether. And 7, 8, you know,
yes.
Children just obviously
gravitate towards you.
They do.
because although he says he has a 16-year-old, when I met him, I thought he was in his early 20s. And he said, oh, no. So, respect to you for that.
Thank you.
And respect to you for the journey that you're on and how you said yes to it. Young, gifted, and black man. So, what is it you say to yourself inwardly each day to keep centered and vibing high?
I am power, I am love, I am hardworking, I am the above. I'm evolving, I am loyal, I am everything, I know that I'm royal. Yes. I have a song that just speaks about affirmations.
Yes.
And as I watch my children's face every day, we say affirmations together.
Yes.
And so yes, just all of those things. Anything
Wow.
that I feel like is empowering, and I know that I am. That's what I tell myself every day.
I am. That is so beautiful and inspiring. You see, because one of the challenges as you teach your children in the home to be the best humans they can be, because there was a space made for them to be here.
Right.
There's a whole world out there that's set up for them.
Mm-hmm.
There are baits laying all around for
Right.
them. There's a system saying they don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
That's always the challenge, because then it makes your voice seem like it's a whisper
Yes,
to the monumentous culture of this system in which we resided.
definitely.
So how do you approach that putting it in their head is wonderful. I think that's the grounded.
Definitely.
And what do you want to elaborate any more other than that?
So it was taking them out of homeschooling. Taking them out of public school.
Mm-hmm.
So those types of things, and just sheltering the environment as much as I can, keeping the right people.
Like an incubator.
Keeping the right people around who share the same mentality as me, and just backing it up.
That's
so
right.
I just feel like that's the best thing for me to do.
That's right.
And just continue to give them examples and reasons why we're doing what we're doing, and look at how we were before. Look at how we are now.
Yes.
Look at the greats who did it, and how are they leading? You know what I mean? So
Right.
I show them those things so they know that they're on the right path, and this isn't just something that I'm doing. Like, it's just my way.
Yes.
And I try to tell people that who don't see it how I see it now as well, because I'm like, this isn't my way. I just adapted this way.
Yes.
This way has been here.
Yes.
I'm part of the collective consciousness.
Correct.
And I'm just, okay, this is where we need to be.
Yes. Doing
I'm
your
following
part.
along,
You're just stepping and doing his part.
Definitely.
And coming from an inward way rather than let the outward pull me. It's an inward kind of consciousness one must connect to daily.
Definitely.
Oh, I love that. Now, are you from a two-parent family? Because
no.
you know how our system, it's kind of fragmented because of where we've been. Sometimes daddy's not there and mom is there and mom is overworked and the challenges of that. And we come out so unconscious.
Yeah.
So.
That's exactly how it was. My dad was here and there. He was here, then there,
Mm-hmm.
and then here, then there. That's kind of been his role in my life as I was growing up. And then I would say when I became a senior, it was just like, it was kind of up to me to keep that relationship with my father, and I've done that to my best ability. But, he doesn't really go out of his way to, hey, how you doing? How's the little ones? You know what I mean? He doesn't do that. So it's like, it's up to me to keep our relationship.
Right. And to know that as we travel this world, we know our parents, because I have young people, older than you actually, and younger than you, that you see my parents' time, if we think that we are coming up out of something, their way of seeing themselves, the world, even their children is so different than ours. When they pass the baton it may seem a little easier, but the challenges are just uniquely different. So when we could not point fingers at them and say that they're not good, it's just saying that they bear a different kind of painful experience. So you become the healing.
Right.
You know, your position is healing. So sometimes, you know, I must say the elders, they may not rightfully say, but they're in awe when they see, you know, young men like you doing better than even they.
Right.
It makes them in their heart feel good.
Definitely.
Because no one wants to see that your offspring is worse than you.
Right. Yeah.
That means something happened. If your children are worse off than you, something happened.
Yes.
And that means either the system got a hold of them much tighter because, you know, I would say all parents love their children. And sometimes they're not able to show it because of where they've been and what they've been through and what they still are going through.
Right. And that's one thing I noticed about my father as well. You know, he didn't have a father, you know,
Okay.
and I see that it trickled down, you know,
Yes.
but at the same time, you know, when I look at my family, it's like my mom's adopted, you know, so it's like, for me, it's my mom and then that's it, you know, and then for my dad, it's the same way.
Yes.
You know, he had his mom, but his mom passed away and we were never in a very close relationship. So it's like, I never had grandparents,
Wow.
you know, that I felt cared about me, you know. So it's just like, yeah, that affect, that family, I just felt like I got to change this.
Yes.
You know? I definitely do.
Wow. So all of those that weren't visibly there has seemed to spiritually become internally in you.
Right.
Because maybe you're teaching father how to be a father.
Right.
You're teaching mother, you know, some certain elements of what she may have been missing. I know they're awfully proud of you, aren't they?
They are.
They're awfully proud of you. Not awfully, they are extremely proud of you.
Definitely.
Yeah, I could see they would be. And so that's another way for us to really understand that, you know, once we've been given permission to show up in this universe, everything that we need is available to us. You know, so that's why I asked, how does he start his day? You know, and he starts it by telling himself those things that's necessary to mow down negativity, to push through racism, and all of those other isms that want to keep you in your place. Because he is on a mission. Because he's young, gifted, and black. We're going to take a break, because this is segment 1. And we're going to come back on the other side with a little bit more conversation with Mr. Lewis. So stay tuned. All right.
It's time to grow at Let's Talk and Grow with Miss Roshumba. Let the healing begin.